Hi guys, welcome back. So this is the continuation to the previous video I made. If you're yet to see that video, please check the link in the description box, and then it will also be in the comment section. So another thing I want you to know when it comes to cinched dress is to know the right portion of food to actually eat, especially if you're going out. It's already a cinched dress, so in other words, you already reduce your waist circumference, so you need to know what you will take in so that you'll be comfortable by the time you put on your cinched dress. So hope this makes sense. So without wasting much of our time, let's get into today's tutorial. Guys, for material we are going to be working with organza. So I have roughly 4 yards of organza here, and then I'm also going to be working with this crepe. So you'll be needing crepe. I have just 2 yards of crepe, so this is the material that I'm going to be working with. So I'm going to set it aside. In our previous video, the video I uploaded before this one, I actually showed us how to draft this pattern. So this is actually my waist cinching pattern. So remember, like I said, that is that of Janet Jane. That is actually what I usually use anytime I'm drafting waist cinching pattern. So remember, you can actually use whatever pattern that you want to. So I have different pattern on this channel, so you can actually choose to use whichever one you know is easier for you. Guys, just as you can see me do now, go ahead and cut out. Like I said, this is a continuation of the previous video that I made. So I repeated our waist cinching pattern because of those that have been complaining of the previous one. So that was why I actually choose to redo another one. So this is it. So I'm adding ½ inch actually to the armhole. Remember, we didn't add armhole allowance or shoulder allowance, so that is why I'm leaving at ½ inch around the shoulder line, the armhole and the neckline. So hope this makes sense. So this is it for the front. I'm also going to cut out the back piece. So to cut out the back piece, just the same, we already added allowance, so I'm just going to cut off. Just as you can see, I'm cutting my exact knee because the dress I want to make, I don't want it to be too long. So because of the style inspiration that we are actually working with, so all you need to do is to cut off the excess piece. Okay, so if you actually watch the previous tutorial, I don't think what I'm doing now will be strange to you. So we are just cutting out the excesses that we have after adding our allowance at the side, okay, and then our zipper allowance also. So on the neckline, when you come over to the neckline, as usual, we are going to repeat the same thing. Also leave at ½ inch also, because we didn't add the allowance. You can actually see it on the pattern that there's no allowance on the neckline, the shoulder line and the armhole. So just go ahead and then leave at ½ inch, just as you can see me too. So guys, this is it. So this is for the back piece, and then this is it for the front. So we are going to go ahead now and cut out on our fabric. So to do that, as usual, make sure you place your front piece, your main fabric, make sure you place it on fold, then place your front piece on it. So all you are going to do is just to go ahead and then cut out, just as you can see me to go ahead and cut out. Guys, so after cutting out, what we're going to do now is to set it aside, and then we are going to cut out the back piece. So to also cut out the back piece, my fabric is also on fold because I want to cut the two back piece article. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out. So guys, this is it after cutting out. So what you're going to do now is to transfer your darts to your fabric. So I already showed us how to do this. We have been doing it before. Just place your pin on each point of your darts and then transfer it to your fabric. So hope this makes sense. So this is it. I already done that. So I already transferred my darts to my main piece, just as you can see now. This is it for the back piece. So all you need to do is to go over to your machine and then sew off your darts. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So I'm going to bring in the front piece. So for the front piece, what we are going to do also, so there's something I usually do actually. So I don't sew up to my bust point. I usually come down by 1 inch. So to the waist dart, I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and then to the side dart, I'm also going to go out by 1 inch. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So I don't like actually my darts or my side dart to be at exact my bust point. So that is why I usually come down by 1 inch, and then to this side I also do the same thing. So I'll go ahead and stitch and then bring it back. Guys, welcome back. This is it. I already sewed off my darts, so ignore what you're seeing. Is as a result of the steam iron I use in ironing it. So that's why. So the waist dart, you can see I already sewed it off, and then to this other side I did the same thing. I already sewed off my waist dart, just as you can see. So for the front piece, this is also the front piece. So I already sewed off my waist dart and my side dart. So just as you can see, I didn't take it to my bust punch. Remember I said I was going to stop at that 1 inch that I marked before. So that was exactly what I did. So what you're going to do now is to turn it right side facing the right sides. Okay, so just turn it right side facing the right side. When you're done, go ahead and then pin down. So pin on the shoulder and then pin on the other shoulder. So just as usual, our normal way. When you're done pinning, join it at the side by 1 inch, and then on the shoulder join by ½ inch. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll bring it back. So this is it. I am done joining. So I join at the side by 1 inch, and then on the shoulder I also join by ½ inch. Okay, so just like I instructed, as you can see. So I joined by 1 inch like I said, and then on the shoulder I joined by ½ inch. So what you're going to do now is to take your round neckline circumference. So take your round neckline circumference, and then whatever you have, you are going to use it to create your band. So I have several videos on this, so I'm also going to drop the link in the description box for those that don't know how to create fitted neck band. So if you don't know how to do that, the link for that will be in the description box. I have several videos on it. And then when you're done, make sure you actually take this measurement as many times as possible to get your accurate band, neck band, sorry. So what I'm going to do now is to do that. I'm going to fix my neck band, and then I'll add my zipper, and then I'll bring it back. So this is it. Just as you can see, I am done fixing my neck band. So after fixing my neck band, I went ahead to also fix my zipper just like I instructed us. So this is it for my zipper. And then for my sleeve, I also already cut out my sleeve, and then I joined, and then I left out a few inches. Okay, so that if you actually saw the style inspiration, you understand why we are doing that. So what we are going to do now is to bring in a fresh pattern paper. So what you are going to do with this fresh pattern paper is to actually divide it into 4. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to roll a line in between, and then also cross it like this. When you're done, what you're going to do is to mark about 3 inches round. So just like you are trying to create a circle, you can see what I'm doing. So just create a circle. You can mark 3 inches, you can mark 4 inches. So it actually depends on you, or how wide you want it to be at that point. So I used 3 inches actually. So I'm just going to connect the whole points that are already marked together. You can see what I'm doing. Just try to connect it together. So what you are going to do now is to measure out whatever you want to use as your inches. Ignore the tape I have there. I actually made a mistake. So what you're going to do, is at this point actually is on you. Okay, so you are going to decide what you want as your length. So you can use 7. The style inspiration, the style is currently trending, so I'm using 7 inches. I'm just going to connect it like so. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to connect it from this point like so, and then I'm going to go around by 7 inches. So just as you can see now, I'm going to mark that 7 inches round. So if you have actually seen the style inspiration, is actually of different lengths, so you can choose to use whatever you wish to. So remember, I'm marking 7 inches, and then I'm going to sew by ½ inch, and then I'm still going to overlock it. At least ½ inch is going to be off. So at the end of the day, I will have something like 6 inches left. So hope that makes sense. So like I said, the style inspiration is actually of different lengths, so it depends on what you want. So you can use 6 inches. By the time you're done, you have like 5 inches left. So like I said, it depends on what you want. So just mark whatever you want around. Okay, if it is 6 inches, mark around. If it is 7 inches, if you want it to be longer than mine, just mark whatever you want. So when you're done, just as you can see, I'm going to connect it together. So this style is actually currently trending now, so it depends on what you want. Like I said, you can increase your length to whatever you wish to. So I'm just going to connect the whole dots together, just as you can see now. Just try to carefully do this. Okay, just carefully connect it. Okay, just as you can see now. So when you're done connecting, I'm just trying to blend that point very well. Okay, so when you're done, all you need to do is to cut out. So just take your paper scissors and then cut out. So this is it after cutting out, just as you can see. So what we are going to do now is to go ahead and then cut this out on our fabric. Remember, for this, what we are cutting is organdy, so we are going to go ahead, organza, sorry, I'm working with organza, not organdy. So what I'm going to do now is to go ahead and then cut out. So just fold your organza into how many pieces, it depends on you. Fold and then just go ahead and then place your flounce on it. So when you place your flounce on it, just go ahead and then cut out. So guys, this is it after cutting out. So we are going to cut as many as possible depending on the fullness you want. So go ahead and cut out as many as possible. Like I said, it depends on the fullness you want. That will determine how many you are going to cut out. But if you want it to be full, make sure you cut much. So hope that makes sense. So this is it. So we are going to set it aside. What you are going to do is to bring back your flounce, that is your pattern, and then cut off. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that part off because for this one we are going to be using it for the sleeve. So I'm going to come down by 4.5 inches. So remember, for this sleeve length also, for these attachments that we are going to attach on the sleeve is also a matter of choice. So you have seen the inspiration actually, so compare what you saw at the beginning of this video with what I'm doing, then you know if you are going to make any adjustments, then you can do it. So like I said, I'm using 4.5, so by the time I'm done sewing with 1/2 inch, and then I also overlock it with maybe 1/2 inch, I'll be left with roughly 3.5 inch here. So like I said, it depends. So if you want to increase yours, if you think it's too long, you want something shorter, you can make any adjustment. So I'm done actually doing that. Like I said, I marked 3.5 inch, and then I'm going to connect it. So when I'm done connecting, I'll just go ahead and then cut it out. So we are also going to cut out on our fabric. So just the same way, you can actually fold it as many times as possible and then place your flounce on it. When you're done, pin down and then cut out. So guys, this is it for the sleeve. So this is what we are going to use for the sleeve. So what you're going to do now is to bring in your dress. So bring in your dress, and then what you're going to do when it comes to this attachment, when it comes to attaching organdy, you have to decide where you want yours to start from. Okay, so you can actually come down by 7 inches from your hip line, or you can choose to start from the down, maybe go up by 8 inches. So it depends. So for me, I'm going to be working with 8 inches actually. So from my hemline, I'm going to go up by 8 inches. So hope this is clear enough. So after going up by 8 inches, I want to have 2 inches difference between each piece that I'm going to attach. So just as you can see, I'm coming down by 2 inches. So at this point, you can actually choose to use 3 inches. It depends on how many steps you actually want to have. So you can see I'm actually marking 2 inches difference. So the difference you want to have also is your choice. You can use 3 inches difference, so it's actually like 100% your choice. And then the step you wish to have is also your choice. So just as you can see, what I have here is 4 steps. So I marked 2 inches apart. So I might likely not use it. I might end up using 3 inches actually. So I'm just marking it. So after attaching, then I will decide what to do. So I'm going to repeat the same thing at the back, the same 8 inches as you can see me do. So when you get to the side, always make sure you check the front to make sure that is aligning. You can see what I'm doing, so just check to make sure it's aligning. So remember, like I said, the difference you want for the step, go ahead and then come down by that inches. If you want it to be 3 inches difference, come down by 3 inches. If you want it to be 2 inches, if you want it to be 4 inches, so whatever you want actually at this point is your choice. So just as you can see me do now, I'm going to repeat the same thing, come down by 2 inches and then make my complete first step at the back. So when you're done, what you're going to do is to bring in your flounce. So your flounce that you already cut out, you're going to join it, make the length long, and then you are going to pleat it along the line that we have. So each of the step, just pleat your flounce along the line. So it depends on the fullness you want actually. That will determine what you are going to do. So if you want it very full, cut out as many flounce as possible and then join, make the length very long, then pleat it round. Okay, pleat it around the mark that we have. So remember, you are going to take it to the back also, so through the back to the front. So when you're done, just go ahead and then overlock it. If you have means to overlock it, do that. If you don't have, we have people that actually do that around. So for the sleeve, it's actually the same thing with the sleeve. So it depends. If you want to start from 5 inches, also mark 5 inches and then give it a difference of 2 inches or 1 inch, then also go ahead and then join it around. Okay, just also pleat it around. So the fullness you want to determine how much you are going to pleat on it. So hope this makes sense. So this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to share the finished look with us. Guys, so the organza, I actually added it to just the 3 steps, so I didn't add to the 4th one, and then I didn't have enough organza for the sleeve. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.